Hey you guys, in this next video, Senator Kennedy accuses this judicial nominee of not only lying, but also deliberately losing cases. Watch what happens.
Mr. Park, would you lie to this committee to get confirmed?
No, Senator.
You just did, didn't you?
I don't believe so, yeah.
I've spent a lot of time studying your record. You're a bright young man. You're an activist, aren't you?
Senator, I don't think that's a fair description of my record.
Okay. You have a history of substituting your judgment for your client's interests. My impression of your record, and I've studied it carefully, is that when you think you're smarter and more virtuous than your client or the law, you substitute your own judgment. And that's a dangerous thing to do if you're a federal judge. It's a dangerous thing that you've done as a Solicitor General. Berger v. North Carolina, State Conference of the NAACP. The North Carolina legislature, elected by the people, passed a voter ID law. NAACP, as is its right, filed suit to challenge it. You were supposed to represent the people of North Carolina in the legislature. You dumped on the case, didn't you? You purposely tried to lose, didn't you?
Senator, not at all.
Well, your opponents, NAACP, filed a multitude of affidavits and expert opinions. You declined to offer a single expert witness affidavit, didn't you?
Well, Senator, let me clarify. I had no role in the trial proceedings. I'm an appellate lawyer.
Did you and your office decline to file any affidavits whatsoever?
I don't recall, Senator. I believe that is accurate, but again, I was not involved in the case at the time.
I checked. You didn't. The district court ruled for the NAACP. You didn't seek an injunction or a stay, did you?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know it's correct. You dumped on the case.
Senator, I don't think that's a fair characterization of what happened.
I do, and I think the facts bear it out. So then you take it up on appeal. In fact, the leadership in the legislature, because you dumped on the case, they tried to intervene. Said, our lawyer is not representing us, for God's sakes. They tried to intervene, the judge said no. So the case goes up on appeal to the Fourth Circuit. The Fourth Circuit reverses the district court, even though you and your colleagues tried to lose the case, and you did. It goes up to the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal and the Fourth Circuit rules in favor of the state. You're representing the state. You tried to appeal the decision that was in your client's favor, didn't you?
Do you mean the intervention dispute, Senator?
No. You tried to reverse the Fourth Circuit that ruled in your client's favor.
Senator, that is not accurate.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You filed a petition for an en-banc review to overrule the panel opinion.
Senator, that's actually inaccurate. That's the intervention dispute. My office, there were two parallel appeals, and on the merits of the appeal, which we did appeal the non-entry of a preliminary injunction, and we prevailed on that appeal, working with the legislative defendants in that case.
Okay. School funding case. You were supposed to, you and your colleagues are supposed to represent the state in that case. Low-income school districts, as happens in most states, sued the state to force the Republican legislature to increase their funding. You're supposed to represent the state. You and your clients dumped on your client. You and your colleagues dumped on your client again, didn't you?
Senator, as Solicitor General Brasher told this committee a few years ago, the Solicitor General does not make those decisions.
Right. This is what you and your boss said, and it's your boss's words, but I didn't see you objecting. He said, "Today, quote, I'm gonna quote, today, lawyers from my office are arguing that we must invest more money in our public schools so our students can get sound, basic public education." Y'all dumped on your client. You did the same thing. You refused to represent the state of North Carolina in defending the law with respect to abortion too, didn't you?
Senator, I had no role.
You knew nothing about it.
Well, I was aware of it happening,
Right.
Senator, the Attorney General.
Look, you're a smart young man. My esteemed chairman's going to cut me off, but you can't. I know you're smart, and I know you think you're more virtuous than other people, but that's a dangerous trait when you're a federal judge. I just don't think you're mature enough to be a federal judge. I don't think you'll follow the law. I think you'll try to bend the law to what you think is right. And that undermines our federal judiciary. And I don't think you've been candid with this committee. You know that, and I know that, and your record knows that.
You know, thank goodness we have people like Senator Kennedy in line, conservatives in line, asking questions and interrogating these judges that are being nominated to really vet them and see what their history was or is as a judge. This guy is supposed to represent the people in his state. And Senator Kennedy just shared with us 2 times he went against the judgment of the court. I mean, it blows my mind. Like, if he must be so used to bending the law and twisting the law to fit his narrative that it's almost like it becomes not wrong to do anymore. If you think about it, from how he was answering and from how Senator Kennedy was sharing with us everything that he did. And it's really sad to hear that this guy is still a judge. So if he doesn't make the nomination, he's going to be remaining as a judge. And when you're a judge or you're a lawyer, you're supposed to be just following the law, right? You're not supposed to insert your opinion and your thoughts into what is being represented in front of you, and especially not going against the people in your state if that is what your job is. So yeah, this guy is an activist, and Senator Kennedy was spot on calling him out on all the times that he did wrong for the people in his state and how he rules to insert his opinion, his thoughts, to change what is supposed to be happening, the ruling. Pathetic.